Hello everyone, this is Deepak Raj, Race Director of IRONMAN 70.3 Goa. We are on our fourth edition with the race on 27th October 2024. Thank you for all the support you've been giving us over the years. Me and my Yoska team are looking forward to welcoming you and host you for the race. The next few minutes of this video will explain more details about the race, the course, and everything you need to know. Please pay full attention to it, in addition to reading up the athlete information guide, which you would have already received. There will be two athlete Q&A sessions on Friday and one on Saturday before the race day. But please note, they are primarily question and answers. We will not be going through all the details around the race and the course. This is the opportunity for you to listen to this video instructions and pay full attention. And if you do have any questions or clarifications, I'll see you in Goa and we will answer them. So thanks once again. Please pay full attention to the rest of the video where you will get to know more details about the race, the course, and everything you need to know.
Over the course of this video, we're going to talk about the event schedule, how the weather is going to be, all the athlete items you will be receiving, what the course is, and the different flows you will have for the relay teams and the individuals, along with certain post-race schedules. The event schedule, the detailed one, is present in the athlete information guide and on our website at all times. So please take note of them. Do remember to make sure you check in on 25th or 26th. You will not be able to do anything on the 27th, which is the race day. There are also two Q&A sessions with the race director on 25th and one on 26th, where I'll be answering all of your questions and clarifications. But please remember, those are only clarifications to any questions you may have. We will not be going through the entire athlete information guide or any other course related information. This video which you are seeing actually is important for you to look at those, and if I'm sure you may have some questions, and I'll take care of that while we meet on 25th or on 26th. On race day, the race starts at 7. After that, there is a world championship roll down slots and also awards. So please do come over and support your participant. On the 27th, the race starts at 7 o'clock. You'll be able to set up all your transition items before that at 5:15 in the morning. And after the race, there is the world championship roll down and also awards for the top 3 finishers in each age group. The weather forecast, as we see now, is going to be hot, like most times in past races. So make sure you take care of yourself with respect to hydration and nutrition. Take care of your electrolytes and pace yourself based on what the weather is throwing at you. And in case it rains, please do stay safe on the roads out there, especially on the cycling on certain key sections while you're coming downhill. The water conditions, temperature would be 30 degrees, which means it's a wetsuit prohibited race. And so that's something which has been the case every year. And but just calling it out here that it's a non-wetsuit race. So just make sure you are not wearing a wetsuit, even shorts, bottoms, any buoyancy shorts, all of them are prohibited and you will be disqualified. You can wear your tri-suits, but they cannot extend beyond the elbow. When you pick up your registrations, you will get a bunch of things as part of your race kit. So just make sure you pay attention to those and use them appropriately, especially putting on the race bibs and the bike sticker helmets and everything else. You need to make sure you have all your bike seat stickers and everything else sorted while you check in your bike on Saturday. You'll also get a street gear bag and 2 transition bags. So your T1 and T2 bags are something you can place on Sunday morning when the transition area opens at 5:15. So you can put whatever is necessary for your bike in the T1 bag and whatever you need for the run on the T2 bag, and that's something which you can place near your bike. You will have a designated swim cap which you need to wear, so please make sure you're wearing that and not any of your other custom swim caps which you have on your own. Transition bike check-in would be on Saturday between 11:30 and 5:30. At that point, a helmet check is not needed, which means you do not need to carry your helmet at the time of bike check-in. You need to get your helmets on Sunday, whether you leave it on the bike or inside your T1 bags. So make sure you do that, and that's needed only on Sunday. The bike checkout time on Sunday is mentioned, so please make sure you collect your bikes after your race, and the latest bike check-in is at 5 p.m. You personally need to come and collect it. Nobody else can collect it on your behalf, so please make sure you plan suitably. You will be given a timing chip at the transition area during the bike check-in. So just make sure you are um, keeping that safely until the race starts, and make sure you're fastened properly on your left ankle. And in case you're staying with a group of fellow participants, very common thing where it will get mixed up, so make sure you're either placing it very clearly into your registration kit bag, or maybe you're already wearing it on your ankle on a Saturday evening and things. In case you're sharing rooms, you don't want that to get mixed up, because each one is assigned the right number and given to you at the time of the bike check-in on Saturday. Race day morning, like I mentioned earlier, 5:15 to 6:30, you will have access to the transition area. You'll be able to bring in all of your bike gear, anything which you would like as part of your T1 bag and your T2 bags. It's completely up to you what you would like to store in those bags, but most common things of what you would need for your cycling leg, nutrition, hydrations, some of them can obviously be on the bike also. It is important to understand where you get into the transition area after your swim and how you go out. So the transition flow video will explain that to you. If you're an individual participant, it will also explain some details around the relay participants, where after the swimmer needs to go to the transition relay part and then pass on the timing chip, which acts like a baton for handover, and then the cyclist will finish the cycling leg, come back, the timing chip is then handed over to the runner, who will then run. So that's for the relay. Please pay attention that you will not be able to ride your cycle at any point inside the transition area. You'll be able to do it only at the bike mounting area. So until then, you need to push your cycle. Now let's focus on the transition zone. There are different rows and aisles where you will be racking your bike, and there are different exit points and also other services and amenities in the transition area. Let's start with the exits and the entrance. There is a bike in, bike out, which you will use while you finish your bike and also when you start your bike. This will also be the same one through which you will come on Saturday to walk in to check in your bike, collect your timing chips, and head off. So this is where your bikes will get racked overnight. You will have a specific number on which you will need to rack your bikes on those rows and aisles. There is also a run out, which you will use after finishing your cycling leg and get off to start your run leg. There is also a swim in. So once you finish the swim at the swim course and run from the beach, that's where you will enter in. That's also the place where you will exit out on pre-race day, which means when you have access to the transition between 5:15 and 6:30, you will have access to your bike, your ability to keep your transition bags, nutrition, bottles, whatever, set your bike up, and then you will need to start walking towards the swim start. So you will be using the gates, which will be the same one through which you come back in when you finish your swim. There are certain services and amenities in your transition area. So you will have toilets, change rooms, and also a bike mechanic on between 5:15 and 6:30 on race day morning. There is also a penalty tent. If you need to serve those penalties after your cycling, you will need to do that at that point before moving on to your run. Now let's go down to the flow, starting with individuals, because there's a slight difference with the relay teams, which I will come to later. Once you finish your swim, you will get into the transition area, passing through the shower, taking a turn, and then finding your respective aisle or row where your cycles are parked. You will go over to your cycle and change into whatever you need using the transition bags which are kept below your cycle. If you need to use the change rooms, you can certainly can on the toilets and finish all of those things and pick up your bike and get out of the bike out option. Once you finish your cycling, you're going to come back into the transition area through the bike in, go back to your particular section and row where your cycle needs to be parked. You will need to rack your bike. Once again, change into whatever you need to. Use your nutrition, shoes, bib from a run perspective, using the transition bags, putting them back inside what you don't need, and then head out of the run out option and then onto your run course. When it comes to relays, there's a small change. You will notice a relay holding area where each of your relay team members need to be there for the changeover. So let's go through the flow. Once the swimmer finishes the swim, he or she will get in again through the shower area and back into the relay holding area. The timing chip acts like a baton. So you will change over the timing chip, hand it over to the person doing the cycling leg, and then that person will go over to the place where the cycle is parked, change over, pick up whatever is needed, take the bike, and head out of the bike out section. Once the relay member finishes the bike leg, we'll come back into the bike into the transition, rack the bike, and then run over to the relay holding area, once again handing over the chip to the runner. The runner, if everything is set, can straight away get out to the run out option, or if that runner needs to change over anything, they can go back to the transition bags, pick up what it is, and then go back via the run out option and start the run course. That would be the flow of transitions for the relays and individuals like I've explained. And you will have access to your bikes after your race at the time defined in the event schedule for you to collect your bikes on race day. Relays, like I explained, all of them must be present at the check-in for you to collect your registrations. And timing chip is the one which will be used as a baton for each member, and the handover will happen after the swim, after the cycle, and after the run. Only the run leg member must wear the bib, which is the same even for an individual participant. The cyclist will not be wearing the bib. In case the cyclist and the runner is the same person in a relay, the bib will still be worn only at the run portion of the leg. When you're finishing the race, in addition to the runner finishing past the finish line and the finisher chute, the swimmer and the cyclist of the relay team member can join them. There is a relay meetup point, so just make sure you're coordinated and run the last few meters along with the runner. The relay transition exchange location has been pointed out here, where the cyclist and the runner need to wait for the person to finish the previous discipline. It's important that you're there on time, making sure that once the swimmer is finished, you are there to continue the rest of the process. Else, the time is ticking, so make sure you're out there in time to ready to tag. There will be bike technician and mechanics all through the race week. all the way starting from Friday and Saturday at the Panjim Gymkhana. So make sure that you can utilize those services and make sure any particular safety checks and things which you need to do are done. You will need to rack your bikes on Saturday, and on Sunday you will have access to your bike on race day morning in case you need to pump up your tires again, drop in nutrition, do any last minute setup you want. But please do understand that that is not the time where you will be able to do any major changes to your cycle or bike. So make sure all those things are done in advance, checked, and then you rack your bikes on Saturday. On race day, there will be mobile tech support available. They'll be roaming along the bike course. They will help you out in case of any major issues. But in case of flat tires and punctures, that's something you will need to do it yourself, and make sure you're carrying spares and everything. Medical and health information, please pay attention to the next couple of slides in great detail. So your safety is very important to all of us. There is a medical team both on the swim course, bike course, run course, and also post the finish line in the recovery area. At any point, if you're not feeling well, either it's on a Friday or a Saturday or even on race day morning, please do not start the race. Right? There will always be another day, another race. So just make sure that you listen to your body, listen to the signs it's giving you, and it's best to take that decision. Even during the race, at any point, if you feel unwell, please take help with the medical volunteers who are available, and let them take a decision. If they feel it's not right for you to continue, they will advise you. Please take their guidance. At any point, if you're stopping and seeking help for any medical evaluation, you will not be disqualified. So you can always stop, find out what's happening, and if they say it's all right and if you feel all right, you could continue, but do not hesitate to ask for help. At any point during the race, if you feel chest pain, discomfort, you're unable to breathe properly, dizziness, stop and seek medical attention. Like I said, you will not be disqualified. You can get that assistance, see how you feel, recover, and if you want to call it a day and stop the race, or if you feel like continuing, that decision the medical personnel will take. But don't hesitate to ask for help, I repeat. On the swim course, there's a lot of safety equipment. There are lifeguards, the jet skis, kayaks. So please ask for help at any point of time on the swim course. Raise your hand if you're in a position to things. You can also swim towards somebody and stop and hold on to things. Like if you want to hold on to a kayak, and when you're seeking help or taking a break, you can certainly do that. Just make sure that you're not holding on to anything, be it a kayak or a jet ski, when it is moving, right? So just make sure they are stationary, and you will get help as necessary. The same goes on the bike and the run course. There's medical staff located in all places. After the race too, make sure you take care of yourself when it comes to hydration, nutrition, even after the race. So please take care of that. And if you're not feeling well, please go to the medical tent. They will advise you and they'll take care of you. The swim course, bike course, and run course maps have been up on the website for a number of months. So make sure you've taken the time to look at it and understand the course. While it's a completely closed road race, which means you will not be sharing the road with traffic at any point of time on the bike or the run course, and your safety is important to us. We've taken care of that, but please make sure you understand what the run course and the bike course look like, and make sure you do that. Mobile phones are not allowed during the race. Smartwatches are allowed, like iWatch, but they cannot have an embedded SIM, which means they just need to operate as a watch and not necessarily all the phone functions. So just please take care of that. The swim course is a 1 lap course, anti-clockwise, and as the map depicts, you will have turn buoys, sighting buoys, and also certain resting pontoons for you to help. It's a rolling start from the beach, and you need to make sure that you're starting in the right seating So some of the fastest swimmers based on the projected finish times are going to start at the beginning, then the average swimmers, and then the slowest swimmers at the later part. So please make sure that you're following the seeded start based on the swim caps you've been given. Please note, calf sleeves cannot be worn during your swim. So you will have to put that in your T1 or T2 bags. So after the swim, you're free to wear your calf sleeves during your cycling or running. But at the start of the swim, calf sleeves cannot be worn. So these are the swim caps based on the times of your finish. So there will be different swim zones, and that's make sure you do that. The long transition walk from the swim finish to the transition area. There are showers available before you get into the transition area. If you need help, raise one of your arms, and if you're in a position to call out for help or swim towards something, you can do that. But just make sure you always take the help. You will have 1 hour and 10 minutes for your swim. So even though the race starts at 7, it might be 2 or 3 minutes before you have got into the water. So you will have 1 hour 10 minutes from when you start the swim. So the swim cutoff time for you is not 8:10, it would be 8:12 or 8:13 depending upon when you entered the water. The T1, you will primarily finish your swim and walk or run towards the transition area. You'll pick up your bike, change into whatever you need to do to start your bike leg, and you will need to push the cycle until the mounting zone, and then only you need to do it. In case of a relay, like we've explained, the swimmer will need to finish the swim, go down to the relay holding area, pass the timing chip on, and then the cyclist from there can start cycling. At the transition area, once you pick up the bike, you will go into the bike out area starting at the Miramar circle and cycle all the way towards Dvija circle. At the Dvija circle, you will take a left and you will be on the causeway with stunning views on both sides. So you'll go through the causeway and then take a U-turn and then return back towards your Dvija circle. Once you reach Dvija circle, then you're going to take a left turn and start the long highway course of the section. On the highway, there are wide roads. You will have a few sections where you'll have certain inclines climbing up, so just take care of that. And you will also reach the Zuari Bridge, and this is a big addition for us in this year. You'll be one of the first few to cycle on that. Then we come back after the U-turn point all the way back to Dvija Circle. This completes one lap. At this point, you're going to take a right turn and start doing the causeway part of the section again, and then come back towards the highway all the way, U-turn at the highway point, then come back to Dvija Circle. This completes the part of the highway, and then you're going to cycle your way back towards Miramar and into transition to complete your bike leg. On the bike course, there are a few road humps and rumblers. Especially on the rumblers, we have put signages. We've also put a few boards to try to smoothen that as much as we can. But please pay attention, stay focused on the road, get off your aero bars if you need to, be ready to brake and slow down, and watch out for those. Those are there on the bike course. There is signages, but at all times pay attention to anything else also on the road while you're cycling. Stay safe out there, especially if the roads get wet. It is also important to stay safe. Don't try to gain a few seconds while you're coming downhill and lose a lot more time, or pretty much end up with your race being finished because you had an accident. So stay safe, pay attention, and take care of yourself out there. Electric pumps are allowed. That's something you can carry along with you during the race. There are aid stations on the bike leg, so make sure you use them. There are toilets. That's also the place where in the aid station area is where you can throw your litter. So just make sure that your trash zone is at that point. So please don't throw your trash at different parts of the bike course. We need to take care of how the roads are. The council, the government of state of Goa have been very supportive. So let's make sure we leave the city in a clean way. In the aid stations, you'll get water, electrolytes, fruits, gels, bars. So see what is needed. Make sure you ask what you need. And in case you're somebody who's going to be stopping at the aid station to pick these up, as opposed to just grabbing them while you're going, just make sure you're giving proper attention to people at the back and letting them know, because the people at the back are not assuming that you're going to be stopping, right? So please take care of that. There will be penalties all through the course, be it for drafting or any other things, and there will be technical officials who will show you a particular card. Now, based on the color of the card, you will need to stop in the penalty tent and serve those penalties. It's for you to remember what card has been given and how much time you need to stop. It's a non-drafting race, so you will need to make sure that you're not very close to the cycle in front. You need to give yourself 12 meters, and you need to pass properly without blocking and making sure you're following all the rules. Once your bike leg is over, you will dismount at the dismount line, get into the transition, rack your bike, and then move on to the run. You can change over in terms of the run shoes, whatever it is, and then start your run course. Certain type of running shoes are not allowed. You will find that on the IRONMAN website. For example, the Adizero Prime X, Adizero Prime X Strung, Adizero Prime X 2 Strung, A6 Superblast and Superblast 2, New Balance Fuel Cell, Supercom Trainer, and Saucony Kinvara Pro. These shoes are not allowed, so just make sure you're aware of these rules and read that up. And if you do currently are training with these or were hoping to racing with these, please make those changes. The run course is a 3-lap course, and there are multiple aid stations, so do make use of them. By that time, you would have been X hours into the race. It's going to be hot, so just make sure you take whatever is necessary in each of the aid stations. With every lap, you'll be given a lap band which you can wear on your wrist. So there's a lap band collection point. Just make sure you've collected all three, then you know you've done your laps, and then you can run towards your finish line. So the run course starts at the Miramar Circle, goes towards Donapala, right towards Raj Bhavan, U-turn point, come back towards the Donapala Circle and towards Miramar again. Then there is the U-turn point and a lap band collection for you. So that's one lap. You will need to do, 3 of these. So 2 of that, and the last time you're going to go towards the finish line. These are all the aid station markers. We'll get water, we'll get Herbalife nutrition, cola, there's a Red Bull station 2, gels, and once again, please don't throw the litter in different parts of the run course. It is exactly where the aid stations are. Just before the aid station starts, the litter zone will start, so just make sure you're emptying your pockets or whatever it is out there. Run course finish, there are no others, family, friends, and others who can accompany you, so just make sure be aware of that, and also let your family, friends, and the support crew know about it. So you will be disqualified in case somebody puts that, so just take care of that. In case of relay, the relay members are allowed to join the runner, so there is a meetup point, so just make sure you coordinate it so that the swimmer and the cyclist can join the runner at that point and run the last few meters along with you. There will be volunteers who will primarily take care of you as soon as you finish and find out if you're feeling all right, and if you need any medical assistance or anything, just take their help. They're out there for you. You'll be given a medal, finisher towel. You need to give back your timing chips. Please make sure of that, and take some time to go to the recovery area, food, drink, and there's massage recovery stations. And in case you need any medical help, please take the medical help. There is a medical tent available. You can then collect your street gear bag, which you would have dropped off at the beginning of your race, and change over into, if a different set of clothes. You might have your phone there, and any other things you've kept there, so change over. and then head back. There is medical team at all times, not only after the finish area, which I'm explaining now, but all through the course. So please take their help, look after yourself. Also keep a watch out for any of your fellow participants who are not feeling that great. And at any point of time, let people know that you need the help and take those assistance. As I said, 1 hour 10 minutes is the swim cutoff points. That is 1 hour 10 minutes for you. So that's something each of them are tracked. It's 5 hours and 30 minutes for you to be able to finish the swim and the cycling. And there are intermediate cutoff points at the 74.6k mark. At a certain point, you will need to have finished that much portion of the bike leg, else you will not be able to continue. As you can understand, we need to open up the roads. The council rules and the support by the government has been great, but we need to start opening up the roads for the traffic, and hence there are intermediate cutoff points and also overall bike cutoff times. You need to be able to finish the swim, cycle and the run in 8 hours 30 minutes, and there is also an intermediate cutoff point of at 14 kilometers. You will need to make sure that you are finishing 14 kilometers by that time. The final course closure will also be there at the 8 hour 30 minutes for you. So it's not 8 hours and 30 minutes from the race start, it is 8 hours and 30 minutes since you started the race. It could be a few minutes after. There are volunteers in all times, right through from race start to transition to swim, bike and run courses. They will be wearing bright t-shirts. Take their help. They do speak English and Hindi mostly, so please make sure you ask for help and be patient. They're out there to help, but please be patient while you speak to them, and take their help, and remember to thank them because they're out there all day long supporting all of you. The parking information for both the expo, the registrations, and also the awards area has been marked out. So just make sure you follow those things. There is you will not Vehicles are not allowed inside the expo area where the parking is. So please follow that. There is clearly signage and volunteers are out there to help you out. Parking on race day has also been organized away from the course because most of the roads are closed already early in the day, and there are shuttle buses plying from there to the race start, so make sure you use them and plan yourself accordingly. The awards ceremony is at 6:30. Top 3 athletes get the award, so if you're one of them, please make sure you're there to collect them. And it's the same venue as the expo venue where you would have picked up your registrations. If you're one of those who get qualification slot for the World Championship, you need to be physically present to pick it up. The roll down ceremony starts at 5:30 p.m. in the Panjim Gymkhana, and this time 70.3 World Champs. Given our race is the last week of October, you're actually qualifying for the 2025 race, which is in November 9th on 2025. You will need to be physically present and pay the amounts in full to register right there. Good luck for the race. I shall see you at the finish line and also at the start line. So take care. Safe travels to Goa. And I'm hoping this information was useful for you. So please take time to go through that a few times. And if you have any questions, I'll be there to answer to you personally on Friday and Saturday in the Q&A sessions. Thank you once again. I would like to thank all the participants who have supported us, not only in this edition but over the years. I would also like to thank our partners and sponsors, Goa Tourism, Herbalife, Delivery, Policy Bazaar, T10, and Red Bull for their continued support on the event.